Welcome to She Sells Radio and welcome to, what is it? Day 32 of the Finish Strong Challenge. I honestly don't even know as I say this, so I may be completely off on the day. It's in your podcast episode, so you know better than I do as I record this, but I think we're there, which means we are getting so close. This challenge, if you're new to it, is just something I felt really inspired to do to help you really close out 2022 in your power and see just what's possible for you in a short amount of time with focus and with pouring into yourself. And that's really what this is all about, is knowing that when you have next level goals and you have next level vision for your life, for your career, for your impact, for your finances, it is critically important that you are also being poured into in really big ways. And I would encourage you to do that beyond this podcast too. So I don't care if you get mentoring from me, from somebody else, go to whoever you feel aligned with. But I've just found in my own life, there's going to be a bit of a tangent and then I'll come back to today. It is so important to have someone who knows your situation, knows your vision, knows kind of your blind spots or your stumbling blocks, and can help you. And literally just this morning, I was going back and forth with one of my mentors about some things I'm working on within my company. It was like having her perspective. It was so different than my natural conditioning, but it helped me see things in a totally different way and save myself a lot of pain and agony and lost money and all of that. So I just want to reiterate, this challenge is the first step of you allowing yourself to be poured into, but get some personal help as we head into next year, whatever that looks like, for you to be set up for success. So with that, today's challenge is a little bit more tactical. We've kind of ebbed and flowed between tactical, between mindset. And today I'm going to share with you some of my favorite sales closing strategy tips and mindsets to help you. And regardless of whether you're an entrepreneur and maybe you're doing founder-led sales, or you're in sales working with another organization, maybe you don't actually think you're in sales, but we're all in sales, knowing how to close. And also, I think most importantly, being in your power when you're closing is so, so, so important. And so I want you to think about right now, what is an opportunity that feels so exciting to you and so expansive to you? Maybe it's like a dream client who you would just love to work with. Maybe it's something you want to sell your spouse or your partner on. What is that thing? And then I want to invite you to have that in mind while we talk today. And this is partially inspired by, I literally just a couple days ago, well, as I record this, it's Monday, so this was Friday, recorded this really cool in-person podcast interview with Aaron and Sarit of Imuna. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I practiced it again and again, and I think I said it right when I actually did the interview with them, but now it's the first time I'm saying it in a few days. I think that's right. Imuna Strength. They've built this like mega cool online brand. They support so many, like thousands and thousands of women across the globe in transforming their fitness and health, but it's using the same kind of inside out methodology that we use here in She Sells with Sales. And we actually did a podcast mashup kind of swap, which was really fun. I've never done it the way we did it before, where we met in person at my friend Steven's recording studio. We'll have the video coming out on YouTube soon. It was super, just really, really cool. But we talked about closing and we talked about sales, and these two are excellent at sales. So number one, listen up for that episode and watch the YouTube video when it comes out, because it was just really, really cool. But number two, it got me inspired to talk with you about this today. So I'm going to go a little rapid fire here in terms of things that I think make the biggest difference in honing your closing ability and helping you close more sales. Number one, you've got to have an abundance mindset. If you have one opportunity you're currently working on, you're going to have scarcity mindset and you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I have to close this or else. So just an example of that, literally this morning, I'm an early riser. I don't normally wake up this early though. I woke up at 1:30 and I just like couldn't go back to sleep. I don't know if it's pregnancy or what, or sometimes lately I've just been like woken up really early and feel like I can't go back to sleep. And so I was like, all right, sometimes I get up and I just do a longer meditation. Today, I felt really inspired to go on LinkedIn and I went in and I don't know what's going to happen with these, but started drumming up like probably, I don't know, 50 quality opportunities in there just with outreach. I did that after my inner game. So just know, like I didn't jump straight into the inbox. When I did that the other day, that's when I spilled coffee all over my laptop and it died. So I have learned my lesson there, but went in and just drummed up opportunities because we all have to do that, right? We have to have that consistent pipeline. But for me, it was really looking at, I'm not available anymore to work with non-ideal clients or opportunities. So being so in my power of like, who do I really want to work with? And what are the big fish opportunities I want to go for? And just putting myself in the ring for those. And we'll see what happens. I don't know. But now I can go into the rest of this week and the sales and discovery calls and opportunities that I have with that abundance mindset. Number two, I want you to think about the consciousness of someone who is an excellent closer. What is the consciousness of someone who is excellent at closing deals? I think there's a few key things. Number one, you have to be committed to helping someone make a decision in favor of their best and highest good. Now, this can look like a yes, or it can look like a no. It can look like either. And that's where we have to be open to what that looks like, because closing, we get it kind of gunked up when we say, I'm only closing if someone says yes. Well, if it's aligned and if they're an ideal client for you, yes, awesome. But if it's not, and frankly, it would be better for them to work with somebody else, or they're not an ideal customer for you, closing can be a no for them, right? We don't want to be in that maybe land. So you have to have the mindset and the commitment going into your sales conversations that I am here to help someone reach a decision. And you also have to be willing to get uncomfortable with someone in helping them go there. So again, you'll hear more. We actually do a really cool sales call role play in the interview I did with Aaron and Sarit, and you'll hear kind of how we do it and how they go deep into the money story of people saying, I don't have the money. It's really, really powerful. But it's very similar to how I roll on my sales calls, where it's like, I know people will always find money for what's a must for them. So if someone says this is a must, but I don't have the money, it's either it's not a must or we haven't gone deep enough to help them figure out where the money's going to come from. So you have to be willing to get out of your own way and get your ego out of the way to dive deep into helping someone get the money, or figure out where the money's going to come from, which is part of what we train in some of my group programs, like the 10K Club. Is we go really, really deep into how to do that and how to do that in your power. And then the third thing I would say is be willing to lean back, have that lean back energy of, you get to sell me on why I want to work with you as much as it's the opposite way around. And when we do that, and when we're in our power, people just feel it, they sense it. And it's kind of like you have that non-attached energy to whether somebody works with you or not, but they can sense it. And for the right clients, again, not for everybody, but for the right clients, they're going to want to lean in and they're going to want to work with you more. And so whether it's, energetically just kind of like sitting back and being available for someone to share why they think you're a good fit to work together, or leaning back. I had a mentor who taught like lean back in your seat and be available for them to, again, kind of like lean in and lean forward, and they'll sell themselves on you and why they want to work with you and why you should work with them. So those are your three tips for today. And so for the challenge today, again, if you're not registered yet, go to elisearcher.com/challenge, get registered. We're actually hosting, I think this will come out Wednesday of this week. And on Friday, we've got a live group coaching call for everyone who's registered for the challenge. It's completely free. So you want to get registered and get in to make sure that you have the option to join that coaching call. And go into your workbook that came with the challenge and write out, like, where do I get to grow in my sales out of what I heard today? Where do I get to grow in my consciousness around closing? And then where do I get to grow tactically and in my skills around closing as well? And then to be entered into our prize drawing, you tag me at Elise Archer as you complete today's challenge. Use the graphic that came along with today as well, and share. Use the hashtag #SheSellsChallenge. And super quick before we wrap today, I wanted to also just let you know and invite you, if you have been hearing, I'm not sure if you've heard, hopefully we've done a good enough job marketing this, but I know there's a million things vying for your attention. We have the most incredible retreat coming up in Sedona in January 17th through 19th. It's all about creating your quantum leap for 2023. I will be in the room with you, helping you clear any of the mental clutter that's keeping you thinking small, helping you really step into the expansion of what's possible for you and step into probably a much bigger vision than even what you're holding for yourself right now. And then my team and I are going to be helping you map out the tactical how to of getting there, so that you'll leave with your, not only your energy aligned with the quantum leap you're calling in for next year, but also with your strategy to get there. So elisearcher.com/Sedona. We've still got a few rooms left in the room block, so you can get a really great discount at the resort. We're meeting at Enchantment Resort in Sedona. It is literally magical. You will have so much transformation just from being in the energy of the place too. It's where we hosted our retreat last year, and it's just next level. So elisearcher.com/Sedona, grab your ticket. You can DM me if you have questions on the retreat. I'm at Elise Archer, and I would love to see you there. So go out, do today's challenge, report back, let me know how you did, and I will see you tomorrow.